Howdy, fellow pilgrims, and welcome to Rimworld Alpha 17. My name's Luminous, but you can just call me Lumi. Rimworld is a colony simulator very similar to Dwarf Fortress that uses random elements to create emergent storytelling and ever-changing situations. Today we will be starting a very special scenario that I have concocted just for this series. This will be a modded run to make things a lot more interesting, and as you will see, a couple of those mods are essential to our end goal. These mods are mostly cosmetic and do make some quality of life improvements, but are mostly just to make our colony one of a kind. Let's go ahead and take a look at the mods that we will be using. First up, we have the miscellaneous core. As the name implies, it is a core library that contains many sources for other mods that we will be using. It is imperative when using these kinds of libraries that they are placed higher on the list before any other mods that may depend on them. Same thing goes for the Hugs library. Next, we have several mods that are just purely cosmetic and help diversify our colony and its inhabitants. In case you hadn't noticed already, most of these mods give us additional options when it comes to how to decorate our colony. Glass plus lights in particular adds additional challenges as we'll need to build a glassworks furnace and produce glass materials in order to utilize some of the pretty cool light fixtures. Fences and floors adds diverse wall and door options, while area rugs can be placed anywhere for some extra pizzazz. More furniture gives us, well, just that, more furniture options to decorate our colonists' surroundings. Additional joy objects give our colonists more options when it comes to how they spend their leisure time. As we get into our custom scenario, you will see why this is probably one of the most important mods in our list and will be essential to achieving our endgame goals. Next, we have a mod that I have not had much experience with, but with the recent Alpha 17 update, I feel will be a very unique opportunity for us, and that is bridges. We can build level or raised foundations across watery areas in order to place bridges that our colonists can use to get around faster. Zen Garden lets us build intricate garden arrangements that are not only pleasing to our colonists' eyes, but also to ours. Next, we start getting into our more complex mods that add additional depth to our gameplay and provide additional challenges as well as rewards. Fish industry allows our colonists to engage in several new activities relating to fishing, such as building piers on watery or muddy shores and aquaculture basins in which to breed fish in captivity. Hospitality is probably my favorite mod that adds depth to otherwise superficial interactions with traveling visitors. Hospitality allows us to set up areas of our colony specifically designated for these visitors who are now going to be judging their accommodations and interactions with our colonists. We will be able to set up lodging for them, provide amenities such as entertainment, and even allow us to socialize them, either improving or worsening our standings with their relevant factions. Finally, Setup Camp does something for our caravans that the regular game does not, and that is quite literally set up camp before reaching our destinations. Random maps will spawn with resources, wildlife, and sometimes hostiles for the duration of our stay. Sure, this will allow us to carry less provisions and take longer trips, but it also means we will need to put more work into the caravans we send out than just packing enough ahead of time and setting and forgetting about it. Next, we reach our quality of life mods. Refugees are notorious for being lazy, ignorant, and wasteful freeloaders. Refugee stats will give us more detailed analysis of refugees before we respond to or ignore their pleas for sanctuary. Fahrenheit and Celsius allows us to see temperatures in both metric and imperial measurements. It's purely for y'all's benefit. Trust me, you'll like it. Cleaning area allows us to designate specific areas for colonists to clean apart from the home zone. places like hospitals and kitchens can take priority over that rock outside that has a little dirt on it. Once researched, RT Fuse will allow us to place fuses on electrical grids that will trigger on overload rather than having conduits burst and drain the grid, just like your own home or business. We will still need to keep an eye on our power consumption, as too many broken fuses can still result in explosions. Defensive positions is another one of my favorites, letting us designate multiple defensive formations for our colonists rather than having to click on each one and manually setting their positions for every encounter. The Allow tool does exactly what it says, giving us the ability to allow or forbid many different types of items with a single click. Rim Fridge lets us build refrigerators wherever we want, providing food supplies in both convenient and remote places. Our next two mods, Miscellaneous Robots and Miscellaneous Robots ++, are endgame features that allow us to automate many menial tasks such as cooking, cleaning, and hauling, freeing up our colonies to do other things such as caravan runs. This does require quite a bit of researching and will probably be one of the last things that we research near to the end game, if we even get that far. Prepare Carefully is a very simple but very powerful mod that is essential to the role-playing element of our early game. It allows us to manually design our starting colonists' looks, traits, backstories, even family relationships. And finally, we have one mod that I believe every player using mods needs to have: mod list backup. We can back up specific mod lists, as I have done for this run, or load exact mods from save files. This is especially useful for players like myself who may have many different saves with many different mod setups. Otherwise, we would need to manually enable, disable, and reorder our mods as we move from one save to another. Well, that's it for the mods. Let's move on to the next part of our run, our custom scenario. This scenario, as you may have gathered, is titled YouTuber's Paradise. In this scenario, we will be joining a ragtag group of YouTubers as they attempt to build a gaming empire on a remote Rimworld. To this end, we have included the additional Joy Objects mod in order to build arcade systems in our colony, and then use various means to obtain the games for this arcade. The most important takeaway from this scenario is that we have disabled Mechanites. They are my least favorite part of the vanilla game, so I would much rather not have to deal with them. Everything else is enabled and free game, and our starting party will be 4 instead of the typical 3, with an extra weapon spawn for that extra colonist as well, and we will be playing Cassandra Classic on the intense difficulty. If this were a more vanilla scenario, we would go with extreme, but I think intense will be plenty to handle. Moving on, we move to the map creation. In the year 2555, Kepler 438b's common name is Paradise, so that is what we will be using for our seed. As you can see, A17 has introduced a river system and a road system, both of which will be very useful for this run. We're going to want to find a place on a river and preferably near a road with easy access to as many other colonies as we can find, as we'll be doing quite a bit of traveling. Okay. Let's see what we got here. So, there's a bunch of potential places to visit over here. I really do want to use the temperate forest for this run. And it looks like we've got... Well, if we're going to go there, how about there? Small hills, we have a creek that we can fish from. We've also got a slate gravel path, which is going to allow us easy access to, looks like 4 colonies right next door, and then a 5th one, 6th one. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, well, we did mention that we were going to be using Prepare Carefully. Now, I've already taken the liberty of loading up 4 colonists for us. And those 4 colonists are going to be based on some of my favorite YouTubers. Let's take a look. Alright, yeah, so first up we got Tom, also known as Super Lad Man. Tom grew up in a cave complex deep beneath the surface of an inhospitable world. He worked with other children to tending the tribe's fungus crops. Tom fought for king and country on the battlefield, where he further honed his skill as a swordsman. His greatest glory was leading a charge into an enemy courtroom and capturing the king at sword point. Tom likes to fight up close and personal. His accuracy is greatly increased in combat, but he'll be very unhappy if asked to carry a ranged weapon. Just look at his Rainbow Six Siege videos. Tom likes to be where he's going. He walks quicker than most people. And it looks like he's got some pretty good growing. He's got a burning passion for that. And he's got excellent melee skills with that brawler trait there. Up next we have Gray from Gray Still Plays. Gray's father was a starfighter pilot, and he always idolized the old man. From a young age, he collected pilot memorabilia and studied pilot books, preparing to join the Deep Space Navy and follow in his father's footsteps. After years of training and drilling, Gray finally became a starfighter pilot. Hundreds of combat missions later, he grew bored and started seeking newer thrills. He joined a band of space pirates, which eagerly welcomed him because of his piloting skills. Gray is a natural hard worker and will finish tasks faster than most. Gray has a passion for gardening. He gets a mood bonus for every plant he sows. Because he is a starfighter pilot, he also gets an excellent shooting skill with a decent melee backup. Looks like he's pretty good at cooking, and he's an excellent grower. He's also not bad at intellectual either, but however, Gray is incapable of caring. Up next we have Cody from Cody's Lab. Cody was born during a time of unrest on his homeworld, as climate change threatened mass starvation and flooding. As he grew up, the situation worsened, billions died, and peaceful states descended into anarchy. Cody and his parents did whatever they had to do to survive. Cody's thirst for adventure took him to many planets. He visited the brightest glitter worlds and the darkest war-torn toxic planets in his quest to find novelty and excitement. He worked as little as possible, often skirting ethical boundaries to make a quick buck. Among all jobs, he hated cooking the most. Cody is naturally optimistic about life. It's hard to get him down. And Cody is also too smart for his own good. He learns everything much faster than everyone, but can be quite eccentric. Looks like he's got an expert shooting skill, pretty good with animals, decent with medicine, great with mining, and even better with intellectual. However, Cody can't cook for shit. And finally, we have Thelona. Thelona was the only child of a celebrity sommelier. Her parents expected her to take up the family possession. Wait, her? Cody's a dude. Yeah, Cody's a dude. Oh. Yeah, some of these are incorrect. Anyways, his parents expected him to take up the family profession, but after his third admission to a youth detention center, this career path became unlikely. While in detention, Thelona became skilled at making shanks and developed an interest in ornithology. That's the study of birds. Thellona's lust for knowledge was only matched by his disdain for anyone who would stand in the way of his research. Traveling from world to world, he sought answers to the questions few dared to ask. Thellona is also too smart for his own good. He can be quite eccentric, and Thellona tends to look on the bad side of life. Just look at him when he gets mana flooded. He's also incapable of caring, handling animals, artistic, and cleaning. He is very good at construction, though, and it seems he's the smartest one of the bunch. Really? Really? That doesn't seem right. So, anyways, that is our group. We also have no relationships, and the only thing that we have extra is an assault rifle, and we will be starting with a male Timberwolf. So without further ado, let's get on to the stars. Excuse me a moment. I need to put on my best movie guy voice for this part. In a world where YouTubers have become social pariahs, mocked by the public, shamed by their families, and spat on by the homeless, 4 intrepid YouTubers have banded together and left Earth in search of somewhere they could call their own, somewhere they could live, laugh, and love their games. After years playing the same 3 video games, these 4 brave YouTubers have reached their destination, Kepler 438b. However, elation soon turned to horror as a strange energy source rocked their tiny space boat, causing ship-wide destruction and forcing our team to their escape pods. With few provisions and their trusty Timberwolf Muzzy, can our YouTube heroes fend for themselves and prosper on this strange and unknown planet? Unfortunately, one of the things that we are not able to do before spawning or even while in game is rename our trusty Timberwolf Muzzy right off the bat. In order to do that, we will need to do 2 things first. First, we will need to save our game, and second, we will need to modify that save file. We won't be making any other changes to our saves, just renaming our pet, but you can do this with any save. Take careful note of what our pet's name currently is, because this is what we will need to modify. Once saved, we will need to exit out to the main menu. It is very important that we don't attempt this while the game is still loading, as this may cause corruption and we will need to start again. At the main menu, we will go to our options panel and click on Open Save Data Folder. This will take you to your saves folder in File Explorer, and inside is the save file we just created. Open this file in any text editing program. For this, I'm going to be using Notepad++, but you can just use Notepad. Once inside, do a search for the name of our pet. In this case, now we will simply change it to Muzzy. Save, and then reload our save file back inside Rimworld. And there we have it. Our trusty Timberwolf Muzzy has made it safely to the ground. Alright, so first things first, let's get a lay of the land. See what we got working for us. Looks like we got some muffalo up here. We've got a river coming straight down the center. We have several pieces of water that we can fish from. It's a turkey over there. Also looks like we've got some steel right here in front of us. Any rich soil? Yeah, we got rich soil right here, and we landed right in a great spot to set up camp for the first night. We got our slate road going this way, north and south. We got some more rich area over here. So I think this is where we're going to start off. We got quick, easy access over here to deeper water, and we're right here next to the next to a very thin river, which we'll be able to build bridges across in order to get to all of these pretty little cherry trees over here. Oh, look, we got a chip chunk over here. Looks like we also got some wild heel root growing. That's good. More compact steel over here. Some silver there. More steel there. Yeah. Awesome. Okay. Well, first things first. Let's go over here to zone. Oh no, orders. And we are going to unforbid everything. Yay, one click, unforbid. And then let's get everybody suited up. Let's see. So, Tom, you are our brawler, so you get the Gladius. Gray. Let's see who's our best shot. Gray is. So, Gray gets the assault rifle. Cody is the second best shot, so we'll give him the bolt action. And then Thelona, yeah, you're not so bad, but you're going to get the sniper rifle. So, we're going to build just some quick... Yeah, I know, there's a lot of stuff, Some quick little sleeping spots right here. Build a wall there, and a door there. And let's build an animal sleeping spot right there. So, first things first, want to get some grow zones going. Start growing. Now what I like to do is I like to make several grow zones right off the bat. And the trick to grow zones is that if you don't have any grow zones selected, you can put grow zones right in between them. I like doing that. That saves... Oh, that's just mud? Bummer. That's also rich soil, though. This should be good. So let's put some potatoes there. That's good. We'll put some corn there. We'll put some rice there. Put some heel root there. And you know what? Yeah, we're gamers. Let's put some smoke leaf in there. Alright, so that handles that. Now, while they are getting equipped, let's also set up a stockpile zone right here inside. So they can start moving all this stuff in. These are packaged survival meals, so we're not too worried about... Oh, they do deteriorate. Okay, well... Everybody's on hauling. Let's go ahead and put everybody on number 1 for firefighting. Let's see, who's a better doctor? They're both the same. Tom, you are our new doctor, sir. Therefore, you are only going to get 2 bed rest, while everybody else is going to get 1s. So everybody should start hauling now. That's not enough. Let us only use meals and medicine for right now. And we'll start getting building here soon. I just want to make sure we get all these packaged survival meals going. So we're going to make sure that those haul urgently. And same thing with the medicine. Okay. So what do we got here? Limestone chunks. Okay. Now what I like to do right off the bat is go ahead and plan most of the colony out. So we'll start off with our kitchen area. I think we're going to want to put our kitchen area right here. Yep. So we can do 11 across. 11 is the minimum number in order to have no supports. So that is going to give us plenty of room for a stockpile zone. Let's see, we want a big old table right about there. We want chairs on each side. And then we'll have a wall here leading to the preparation area, which will be right there. We'll have a door here. No, we'll have 2 preparation areas there. Yeah, that's good. So we'll have a butcher table here and cook area here. We'll have a door here going out. And then we want to expand later. We'll put a second stove there, and that'll give us all this room right here for our refrigerator. So next what we want to do is take care of habitation. So what is this? This is 4 by 5. Okay, well that's too small. I like giving my colonists big houses. Big old houses. So we'll do 8 by 8. We'll just give all 4 of our starting colonists 8 by 8s, and they'll have a good view of the riverfront as well. We'll put some paths over here and probably put up the wall right along here, and we'll just have these 4 areas coming up right here for now. Yeah, that looks good. And then what we want is a hospitality zone. So typically those hospitality zones I like to put as far away from the main base as possible. And we're going to make that fairly large. So how much was this? This was 8. Okay. So we'll also make these 8. Well, no, we don't need to make those as big. We'll make them 6 by 6. Yeah, there we go. 6 by 6. All right, and we'll just expand this out just a little bit. You know what? No, I want these 2 more over. And I'll show you why in just a sec. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a hallway right down the center 2 wide. There we go. and that will be our hospitality zone. So actually, yeah, there we go. So rec area up here, bedrooms down here, and then we can construct this and just expand further downwards as we need to. In which case, then, we're probably going to want to move these over as well. So we keep that 2-lane minimum going. Yeah, that looks good. That doesn't look right, does it? No, that doesn't look right at all. How many is that? 6, 8. There we go. Okay. So, first things first, let's get started on bedrooms, I think. Yeah, we'll go ahead and start chopping some wood. All this needs to get chopped. All that needs to get chopped, chop, chop, chop. Just chop everything, guys. And then we'll start building our walls. We'll just build those out of wood for right now. And then we'll replace those later on. Okay, so now everybody's going to have quick access to everything that's here. Because they did fix the problem where if you had food lying on the ground, colonists would not go and get the meals that were in your fridge first before picking up what was on the ground. They would just pick it up, and that was never any good for anybody. So Bellona's working on that. Let's go ahead and finish up these priorities. So we're going to set flicking to 1 for everybody. Let's see. And then just for right now, we're just going to undo these first. I mean, Gray's obviously going to be our cook for now. 3's fine for now. What's everybody doing? Wandering. Oh. Plant cut, please. Yeah. And Delona, get back to constructing. Okay. And we'll just set... Oh, we only have 2 cleaners. Oh, boy. Cody, you're no longer the #1 researcher. So with A17, you can click up here, and they will assort according to the best ones. I usually use Smith, Taylor, Art, Craft out for the beginning. So Cody, you're going to be our miner. Of course, you're our miner. Gray, you're going to be our grower. Thelona, what do you have? You're the worst shot. Tom, you're the melee. So, yeah, Tom, you're not going to be hunting at all. You're going to be growing as well. And yeah, you can do some mining too when you're not doing anything else. Thelona, you're going to be our #1 constructor. And Cody, you're going to be our #1 hunter. Alright. So it's still early in the day. Let's speed this up. I think I like that for now. So Gray, get back to doing that. 8 without a table, and a little pain, uncomfortable, ugly environment. Yeah, we're working on that, Gray. Just keep your britches on. Thelona, what's going on with you? Same thing, but you're also a pessimist. Well, once we get that smoke leaf going, you'll have plenty of things to keep you occupied. Alright, so now what we can do is put in some double beds, and we'll put them right smack dab in the center so everybody gets the spacious buff. And we'll go ahead and put some floors down. So we have a lot of floors. We have our standard floors, which we can also make some plywood panels. That might go good in, say, I don't know, pig pen, if we get one. But then we also have all of these other floors, these so much better floors. Let's see, do we want the barn wood? Do we want the vertical wood? Do we want the regular wooden floorboards, or do we want the mosaic? If we have hay, we can do straw as well. But I think we're just going to go with mosaic for now. And we're going to do all of that. There we go. But that's secondary, please. Yeah. Secondary, please. I want you building those beds first. So where are we going to put our electricity? First off, we want some wind power. Let's stick them over here. Yeah, let's stick them right there. And then we'll stick another one facing the other way. And then we will run power. Run it this way. And then we'll run it down here and back up again. And then we'll connect that later on. This looks like a good place to put a couple batteries. We'll just make sure that this gets closed off. And then let's take a look at our lights. So we have some ceiling lamps that we can do. We have some floor lamps, some corner lamps, some square wall lamps, some chandeliers, outdoor ground lamps, indoor ground lamps. But what I like personally are these wall lamps. Just make sure that they're facing the proper direction. There we go. There we are. And now that those beds are done, we can go ahead and unrestrict those as well. Alright. Looks like we've got trees in the way of this one, so let's go ahead and chop that wood. Oh. Sorry, guys. Yeah, I know. Hang on. I'm fixing it for you. Let's get rid of these sleeping spots so that they can actually go to bed. There you go. That ought to be a lot better for you. So I like these nifty lamps. Much more sightly than the other ones that we had. Or the standard ones. Okay. So we'll go ahead and do that. Let's see. Does Muzzy have any relationships? No, not yet. Okay. Well, we're going to deconstruct that. And where's Tom's room? Yeah, we're going to stick Muzzy in Tom's room. Just because we can. There you go, Muzzy. Alright. So, let's go ahead and get started now on our kitchen area. So, there we go. Alright, we'll get a door here, a door here, and a door right there. And might as well put one here and here. Alright, so we'll be able to put anything that we want there. We'll also be able to put a electric stove. Oh, right. Those are 3, not 2. Good job, Lumi. Good job. Alright, butcher table. Go there. And then we'll just slightly modify this. Put our door here. And just cancel out these. There we go. It's all good. No worries. No worries. Alright. So I'll put a long table here. Yeah, we can fit a second long table there as well, if we so choose. Alright, nobody's got anything to do. Well, yes you do, guys. Yes you do. You need to continue chopping wood. How much wood could a YouTuber chuck if a YouTuber could chuck wood? Oh, that was terrible. That was so terrible. Okay. Oh, it's because you were doing all that. Gotcha. Well, don't do that. That can wait. You know what? You can finish off. Yeah, finish off Cody's room for me, will you? Oh no, we've got our first set of visitors, and we don't have our visitor area hooked up yet. Oh man. Okay. That's fine. We can quickly do one room here. Put in a door. Put in a couple of double beds. Let's see. Boyer. What are you? You are... doesn't say. Who's our best negotiator? That would be Cody. Okay, Cody. Go talk to Boyer, please. See if he's got anything that we could use. Ooh, those survival meals are so expensive. And you got a little bit of medicine, but we have wild heal root. We don't really want that. Nah. Okay. Sorry to get you out of bed, Cody. While we're at it, let's go ahead and check out our sleep schedules. So what I like doing is I like doing 2 hours of joy in the morning, 2 hours in the evening. Gray thinks that you should give your faction a name. What should your faction be called? We are the YouTubers. Oh, did not mean to do that. That's okay. We'll fix that later. And put 1 hour of anything. So what this is going to do is if they are feeling sad or mad or glad or happy or whatever, they're going to have plenty of time to do whatever they need to do. If they go on a daze, they'll have plenty of time to get some joy for it and feel all the better. Oh, there's a party! Tom's throwing a party. But our dining room's not done yet. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Party. Oh, that's miscellaneous. Yes. Party spot. That's gonna be in Cody's room, apparently. Because that's the best looking room so far. Everybody's already in Cody's room. Awesome. Okay. You guys continue doing that. While Cody continues to work. Cody, attend the party. Cody, attend the party. Cody, why are you not attending the party? Oh, there you go. Everybody needs that. Tons of joy. Let's see. Mad animal. Information. You can help. You can open the help for miscellaneous colonist groups whenever you want. Just press Shift K and it will come up. Yeah, we'll take care of that later. What about this mad animal? That is right there, and it is making a beeline for us. Okay. Well, we are prepared for that. Let's go ahead and get into our defensive positions. So, we are going to switch to advanced mode. And then what we're going to do is put everybody where we want them to be. So, Tom, you are melee. You are going to stand back. Gray, you are going to stand here next to this piece of junk. And so are you. So, there we go. Tom, melee the raccoon. Okay, Tom, go back over here. And then we are going to hit Shift and click, and now defensive position 1 has been set for all of our colonists. So now once we let them go, we can then redraft them anytime we want. Just click here, and they go exactly to the places that they were before. Alright, good job, guys. So, Tom, what are you doing? You're tending Cody? What's wrong with Cody? Scratches and bites. You know what? You do not need medicine for that. In fact, yeah. Set everybody. Does that not do it retroactively? It sure does not. Okay. Yeah. Oh, Thelona. Oh, we don't have any more wood? We've already gone through all that wood? Oh, I don't think so. Alright, who's our constructor? Thelona, you're our constructor. Tom, go cut wood. Yeah, you know what? That's exactly what you need to do. You need to cut and haul, please. And Gray, when you're not doing anything else, you need to be cutting as well. Because these visitors are going to want to go to sleep soon. Let's see, we've got 17 packaged meals left. And we've got our butcher table ready to go. That's good. Let's go ahead and butcher do forever. And set the allowed cooking skill to... Who's got the worst cooking skill? Cody cannot do that at all. 0 and 2. Okay. Gray is 7, so we're going to set butchering to 6. minimum or maximum of 6. There we go. And then we're going to set our simple meals to do until we have 35. That sounds good, and only anybody with 7 or more will be able to do it. And unpause, let's see, we got 4 colonists, so unpause at 12. That'll give us 3 days of cooking before we need to start cooking again. In the meantime, let's start hunting some animals. Yeah, just hunt all those. Hunt all those. Wait, was that a boomalope? Yeah, that was a boom rat. No, we don't want to set fire to the forest, guys. And of course, our visitors are now sleeping outside instead of in their... Aww. Finished it just before they went to sleep. Okay, well, at least this area is good for our next visitors. And in the meantime, we can go ahead and put a temperature cooler in here and set that to, well, once it comes up, we'll be able to set it. In the meantime, that is where we are going to leave it off for today. So, thank you for watching. Welcome to YouTuber's Paradise. This is Lumi, signing off.